Hello and welcome to EDT 598, Studio and Computing for Learning. For those of you that I haven't worked with before, I am Dr. Johanna Prince. I am the Program Coordinator for the Masters in IT at UMaine. I actually work at the UMF campus. I'm the Director of Graduate Programs and Education here, but then obviously sort of oversee the collaborative degree that this course originates from. And this class I'm really excited about for this fall. You'll notice it's called a 598, which means a topics class. And in some places you might see that I refer to it as EDT 531, and that is because after this fall it will transition to a standing number of EDT 531. So hopefully that won't confuse you as we move forward. And the goal of this class, there's a couple of them. And this class in particular, more so than some of the others in the program, is really designed to stretch your experiences with new tools, and especially with new physical tools that you may not otherwise be using in your everyday practice. So we'll use the book Invent to Learn for the course. You can get it as an e-text. Someone pointed out that if you're a Prime member, you actually, I think it's a free rental that you can get, or you can get a physical copy. There's also a great website from the text that has a lot of resources and links that you may want to check out. We will be using two systems for the course. In Blackboard is where I will kind of put the teacher directions, the how-to, a lot of our links and resources. It will also be the space where you can kind of see a comprehensive gradebook as we go through the class. And then we will also be using Google Classroom as the more dynamic space for the class. That's where you'll be posting and responding and interacting with your peers. And if you've never used Google Classroom before, feel free to reach out on resources. I think lots of you have or are even teaching with it yourselves. So right now in Blackboard, what you'll see is kind of the basic welcome screen. You'll see a calendar. I've given you some input on managing multiple Gmail accounts in case that's something that's helpful. And then for those of you that don't yet have a photo with your @maine.edu profile, I will ask that you upload either a photo or an avatar just so we've got a consistent image to associate with your name. It helps in a sense of the sense of community for the online course. Down the left-hand side, you'll see the units of study. Right now, I'm only opening up the first week just so that we can get oriented. I also realize you're all educators and you're starting your semesters and aware of that. I will try and typically going forward publish out in at least 2-week chunks, if not more. For our weeks, what we will do is we will run from essentially Thursday morning to Wednesday night is kind of the cycle that we'll take. So in this first chunk, I've given you some kind of getting started things. And then right now I've just given you kind of the first week of the course. And so that is work that will be due on the 6th of September. So I do want you to start with the Martinez and Stager Invent to Learn book, the first 2 chapters. Taking a look at Google's computational thinking for educators, which includes this video. I've also embedded the video here just to really highlight. I want you to view that. And then just a couple other sites to review: ISTE's Computational Thinking Toolkit, and then also just spend a little time poking around the text. And in this first week, really looking for you to just enter some introductory information in the class document. So you can see I'm at the top here. Your @maine.edu is already loaded there. If you would add your Twitter handle, sort of where you work, what's your position, and then what's the last thing you made and why did you make it? And it doesn't have to be long. You can see mine. I worked on 3D printing small stands for my phone. Okay, so you can kind of see those here. So I could take more video to use in my teaching. And we'll come back to why I had you do that as we move into the course. And then just in that first week, just having you share out to the stream some sort of initial posts on where's your understanding of computational thinking? And what does it have to do with your current teaching responsibilities? And then I'll also ask you to find and link to one new resource you found. So that can be a video, it can be an infographic, it can be a website that you'll share out to the rest of the class and explain what it helped you understand. And again, these are not terribly long first posts, around 200 words, and then just make sure you respond to at least one classmate in the following week. So that sort of will get us started, and then like I said, I will be opening up more content and in touch with more information. One thing that you will, let me move over to the syllabi. So for the syllabi, we've got 3 essential questions that we will deal with. How might we leverage consumer-level computer-based resources for constructivist pedagogy? How might we design learning to embrace principles of computational thinking? And really, how might we bring a spirit of play to learning? And so for the course outcomes, you can see those, and one of the things that I will encourage you is that this class is not only an upper level class, it's also a studio class, which means that it is about making and doing. And that will be a large part of our work, is getting a little outside of our own comfort zones and putting our hands on some new tools. And that's going to range for each of you. And one of the ways that that you can do that is through some conversations with experts as a way to connect you to some new ideas. So we will have a series of guest speakers. These will all be through Zoom, which is a video conferencing software. And I'll talk more about this in coming weeks so that you can sort of understand how this works and your expectations. Don't panic if you see conflicts with your schedule. I'll explain how to meet those. But you can get a sense of Dan, who's actually in this class with you all, will talk about drones, Google Cardboard, augmented reality, Arduinos, Raspberry Pi, and a couple others that I'm still working on. And so the goal is to get you interacting with some new technologies that might be outside your current practice, to think about how and why those might impact the field of education and your ability to be a leader in educational technology. So again, I hope you will come to this class with a spirit of play and a willingness to experiment and step outside your comfort zone. Really looking forward to it. I think we've got a great group in the class. And again, for this first week, just get yourself oriented and a first post, and then I'll be in touch to update you with more next steps and sort of outlining the rest of the course. As always, don't hesitate to be in touch if you've got questions, and good luck with your own starts to the year and your own students.